Well, go on FFC. We're there with the one and only AQ. No stranger to our screens. The general, the Don, the peel out boss.
Yeah. Aqeel Quinn. Thank you for being here, man. Such an honor. Let's just dive in. You know, how you feeling? What are the vibes saying?
How you feeling, bro? You just completed a very magnificent piece of work, a short film. Congratulations.
Thank you, bro.
What's the title of that one?
It's called Meet Me Where I'm At.
Meet Me Where I'm At.
Before I get into that, man, I'm feeling good, man. Thank y'all for having me. Y'all too. I kind of started acting with y'all too, so it's amazing to be here and see y'all journey together.
Yeah.
To just do 100 days straight and put your mind to it, but actually execute the vision, man, it's something special about that, bro. And I just want to give y'all credit,
Respect,
and
man.
say I see it, and it's not unnoticed. Keep
Respect.
going. Keep
Respect
going.
that, respect
Keep
that.
going,
Fully.
bro.
Because you started out on JP set, right?
Yeah, JP.
Walk us through that process. What'd that look like?
Man, JP was actually my first time auditioning for something, a project, and actually booking it on top of that.
That is it.
So I was studying acting for probably since 2020, and I took the first 3 years to just study the craft and really get into the game. So around that time when JP Film was coming along, I was like, I felt I was ready. I felt I was ready to get my feet wet.
Yeah, man.
I seen his breakdown on casting networks on one of them, Casting Frontier. I submitted. I did the audition. The lady that he had casting hit me back, and she was like, "You booked it."
That is it.
I was like, "Wow,
You booked it.
Fully.
My first step in the game was with JP, man. Yeah.
There it is.
Clean. That was the Locksmith film.
Yep.
And that was my intermediate. It's so interesting how when I was doing that, I was stressed, bro. I was like, you can ask Ice. I was stressed. I was feeling, I wasn't feeling like I was in flow state, you see me? But it's a film that brought so much more positivity coming forward, Yeah, I mean, you, since that, have been in Yvette's film, then you go into Ice film.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
talk about that. Double dribble.
Yeah, because, fast forward from JP's set, you're on Yvette's set, a little Makalu action, a little boxing
Makalu.
coach.
Yeah.
That was that's a proper role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you crushed it.
They look clean too.
That was a whirlwind, man. I was just excited to be working with y'all, honestly.
Facts.
Like I said, that was my first time actually being able to be in front of the screen and deliver. You know what I mean? And even though that was y'all, I don't know if it was y'all first projects or around the same time, but
Yeah.
it was cool to be working with people who were also having the same first time experience.
Yeah, it's that.
You
for
know what I'm
real.
saying? So we all figuring out on
Yeah.
the job.
True.
You know what I mean? So we
Yeah, man.
all giving each other space and freedom to
To
work.
figure it out.
Yeah. So it was just a joy, man. And shit, since we here, the stressful part of making a project, bro, is I feel you. I'm at that stage right now.
Yeah.
It was like about just a 3-month process, bro. So writing it, I wrote the whole thing, but I knew it wasn't finished yet. So shout out my brother Chris Sanford. He's a writer with Issa Rae on Reasonable Doubt, and he's just experienced, but he was the one that kicked me off and kind of nudged me to act. So I was on Issa Rae's Sweet Life reality TV show, and Chris was like, "Have you ever thought about acting?" I'm like, "No." And at the time I was doing music, and I was so heavy on I'm doing this. Because I was kind of scarred from basketball with people telling me what to do. So just having freedom to be like, nah, this is what I'm doing. But he did something that I think a lot of people should think about when you trying to give somebody advice. He could see that I was so, I meant it so much to be like, no, I'm not, I don't want to do that. So he like, pause, he caressed me and like said it in a way that I didn't take it as he was trying to drill. So he's like, bro, you could do music and that at the same time.
Yeah, teach.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And then he's like, nah, just think about it, bro. Like when you acting, you could kind of drop music with. And then he was like, have you ever took a class? I was like, nah, if you find me one, I'll do it.
Mad.
And then he was like, I'll be back. Give me a week. I'll get you a class. And then he put me. He found me a class. Shout out Leslie Kahn Acting School. And then he got me into the class. Yeah,
he saw the vision.
Yeah, to bring it back, he helped me write on it. And then I sat with my director Tevin and Kobe, who's a DP cinematographer. It's us three in a room like this. And then now we going over the script again. And then I'm reading it to him. Tevin stops. He's like, bro. He like, it kind of feel like you saying, meet me where I'm at with this. And I said, I was like, what you say?
Run it back.
I said, nah. Because originally the title was Man of Your Word. And then when I heard that, I said, nah, bro, I'm putting that in the script.
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, where should I put it?
Yeah.
He like, man, put it right here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's kind of where the collaboration started. And 3 months, man, started in September, shot it in October. And we finished in November with the sound mix. And then it was just... So it's my thing, like I'm putting it together. So I'm casting it, but I'm delegating and giving people freedom and opportunity to do what they do. So bro, it was just a stressful thing,
for undertaking, because you're not just acting now, you're also a producer.
Yep.
Yes, bro.
He's also a producer.
I'm looking on Peerspace. I'm giving Kobe. I'm like, yo, pick whatever 3 you like. And he chose a spot.
The spot was nice.
Yeah. Shout out him picking that one. But I had 3. I liked that one first.
Yeah.
But I had picked 2 others that was like a little cheaper.
Yeah.
I was hoping that
as an executive producer.
Oh,
yeah, I say, yo,
Pockets.
remember said the money I spent to you.
No, for sure.
I ain't want to put
that.
I ain't want to put that pressure on him, but out in back of my head, I'm like,
it paid off still. From the audience standpoint,
Facts.
it's beautiful.
yes.
You know what I mean?
The investment's there.
Bro,
Yeah.
it was the right space, but prior, bro, I'm just trying to save as much as possible.
For sure.
Bro, I'm just looking at my account like, God damn it.
There it goes.
But I'm not expressing it and saying nothing because
Right.
I don't want people to feel like bad about what they doing. So you just kind of got to take that stuff on the chin.
100%.
You
100%.
do.
Yeah.
And believe and know, say, yo, when you put yourself in the space, make it count. You see me? It just make it more valuable. Everything is valuable because
Yes.
we can't make nothing spill. You see me?
Bro, while we here, let's execute the vision.
You
The
see me?
vision.
You feel me? Like,
Yeah, man.
for real.
That's the thing too. On the topic of vision, like that's even how I got you on board with Double Dribble. Mm-hmm. Because we backtrack a little bit to you being on Makalu with the vet. I said this about with the film with Deviante.
Yep.
Because we were doing a project with him, but he was also on Makalu, right? But after Makalu, we were doing a project with him for school. And then I remember at the time our thesis was up. We were like writing our projects. And I remember like at school, like prior to this, like when I first got there, I was like, I definitely want to do a basketball movie that has like a drama element to it,
Yeah.
And I was like, it's got to be like some shit where he's dealing with his girlfriend, because to me, like that's always been the, you know, the trope of like basketball, like relationships, especially like with your partner, has always been getting. I've heard stories like, you know, like they leave like their offers behind to be with their girl, then they break up. You know, simple, just like, oh, I was gonna go D1, but like I stayed back and we broke up. And to me, that's like, that stings, you know, because at the end of the day, it's like, yes, the love is important, but like your future is more important to me. And if the future does not like have your girl in it, but also your career, like it's like a pick and choose. But you have to think about that on a longevity standpoint. So
for sure.
You know, keeping that in mind, that idea sprung, and around the time we were working, like I said, with Daviante, and I was like, yo, like I think you should, you know, I have this role, you know, you should audition for it, whatever. Yeah. And like at the time, like I was gonna do like what JP was doing, like a serious audition and stuff. Yeah. But then like I gave it some thought. I was like, nah, he's the role. Like I wrote it and I'm just like, he fits it so well. Yeah. And then I also, on top of that, was like, bro, like, and then I get Aqeel in there because you guys already had that chemistry, the coach versus athlete chemistry. So I'm like, bro, this is it. Yeah. So I'm like, got you guys in a room and then got you guys, you know, the feel. And I was like, yeah, this is magic. And then from there, it just took off.
Yeah. I think when you writing, bro, you know how when you on the outside of this, you kind of looking?
Yeah.
I've been looking at this space as going through all this stuff. When you're doing it and experiencing it, you understand why the industry operates the way it does. Right. And then you also understand. So I see how actors could get mad sometimes. Right. But making my own stuff, it's like, when I'm writing this stuff, like you said, I already have somebody in my head.
Definitely.
So it's been helping me when I audition. It's like, whoever that director is on the other side, or they already have somebody who they're thinking in their head. They're kind of just casting separate roles to be like, does this person fit? You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's been helping me take away ownership of the audition process. It's like, I may not get it, but I may not fit the vision of who they have. True. You know what I'm saying? Or who they intended it to be. You know what I mean?
No, for sure.
So just being on this side, you starting to understand a lot about this business and why it operates.
Definitely.
The way it does.
No, because a lot of that it does go back to like the vision of it. It's like, as a director, you definitely see that uphand, like just, it's not even just like, okay, how they look, how they sound. It's also the energy they have, because you want their energy to carry out throughout the set. You know what I mean? It's like, how are they going to operate when they're paired up in this kind of scene, like adversity, all this shit. Like that's like, you have to, as a director, think consciously of those little things. Truly. Because you get the actor you think you want for the role, and then you get to set, it's a disaster. He's late as fuck. Yeah. He's rude. The chemistry is awkward with the co-star. And then now your movie's cooked.
And that's, right? You know, that answers to your point, AQ, of how the industry work the way it does. Why does it work the way it does? You know, the vision speaks to the creativity. Yeah. You see me? But then you have the commerce. You see me? So the risk. If I used to know you and they don't have good chemistry, so that is less risky. Right, you know right. The industry wants to be as less risky as possible, because all of this is subjective. Exactly. You know what I mean? It's not right or wrong. The audience may like it or they may not like it, you know, so. Yeah. If we know that them going to like this face and this face together. Yep. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it.
That's also what my next one, I want to introduce my girlfriend, but like, I have people who want to help me, but it's like, I'm looking for something that I can't really pinpoint yet. Yeah, you know what I mean? And it's like
timeless.
I'm looking for a face that, like you said, that matches that I think matches with me.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
But I'm also, like you said, I'm looking for a certain energy to bounce.
For sure.
So it's
To flow and
it's
bro. Let's talk about the world you're creating, because now, because you've done, this is like the third one. Because the first one was, in like the
in episode terms, it's the fourth.
oh, it's the fourth.
So remember, I did the first two. They were like comedic.
Yeah.
So this was the whacked out Muir's monologue. To me, is how I see it. That was act one.
Yeah.
This is act two. The next one, when I introduce my girl and a couple more characters, that's act three. So I'm gonna put them together, act one, act two, act three, as like a short film, and that'll be a full 12 to 15 minute joint. And then either somebody can pick it up for, you could do a full TV series, because I got, you know what I mean?
You'll be writing.
I could build the characters for you, but also it can either be a big ass movie.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I'm building the world, bro. Yeah, but just generating the audience for it.
Yeah, right.
I saw that. I'm super spiritual, bro. So, and yoga kind of changed my life to like, I feel certain stuff. So when Kendrick put out the album GNX, bro, it was a chance for me to see my LA culture and our LA culture,
Yeah.
but also blackness on a major scale.
Facts.
And he opens like a portal, bro. I don't know if you felt it or you see it.
Yeah, I see it in LA for sure.
But
LA on fire.
on LA, but also in the world, since real stuff is cutting through now. He opened people's eyes to see whatever is manufactured, that ain't it.
No.
Whatever you
It's the
doing
soul.
creatively, it gotta come from here, bro.
Oh, definitely, most definitely.
Fully.
So when I thought of Gusto, I was like, it hasn't been no new LA shows on the forefront that's not about the 80s or 90s, the gangbang LA. You know what I mean? The typical shit that we've been seeing, the snowfalls, whatever. But that's just our image, boys in the hood.
Right.
That's
Classics.
that's how people see us.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, what if I do that look, the look that everyone knows us for,
Classic.
but put a little flair on it. It ain't gotta be Chucks. I'm in some Air Maxes.
Right.
Fly, new era caps. And I was like, but let me tell it from my angle of how I know my city. Because can't nobody come and tell me about this city, man.
Facts.
This city birthed me through and through. Hollywood, Valley, all that. So I was like, let me show this how I know it.
Right.
Yeah.
LA.
LA to the core, man.
That is it.
Like,
Yo, well, it's great that you're bringing up references like Boys in the Hood, like Snowfall, because these are classics.
Yes.
You see me? And LA has a rich culture.
Definitely.
Particularly
Yes.
with Hollywood because of just its location, right? So it's great to know that you're aligning that to the world you're building. You know what I mean? Because, I love IP, right?
Yeah.
And I love, the ability to kind of create a look and feel and this experience, Earlier we was talking about like the Bob Marley thing, and you said Tupac had one. You know, with strong IP, you're able to not just have an experience on screen, but you may have a theme park, as we see Disney does, or you might have a cruise ship.
That's crazy you saying that,
You
bro.
know?
Because I think about the hats that I'm wearing,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I need to get the hat back from my homie Brandon, who got the black hat. But I'm like, as this grows, that would be tight to like just down the line, like you said, like immersive experiences.
Yeah, man.
People gonna come and be like, damn, that's the hat he wore.
Yeah, I'm
on
saying,
that.
yep.
Damn, that's the Dickie shirt he wore on.
Fully.
So I'm there with you on that. But also another point, we had John Singleton's daughter on the set.
Oh, Zin. Talk about full circle.
Her name is Soul.
Soul.
Yes, Soul Singleton. And we didn't know Kobe had hired her. And I remember the second day when we were shooting the outside scene. So she did the whole therapy scene. Nobody knew who she was, whatever. The second day, we at the end of the shoot, and Kobe is like, we talking in between. He like, hey, you know that's John Singleton's daughter, right? I was like, what? I was like, why you didn't say nothing? But good thing he didn't, because I don't know, maybe people would have been treating her different. But
True.
Yeah, we didn't know, bro. And it's a scene where 2Ps, he looks at the camera and he goes, nigga, you think you doing something, huh? When he first said that line, she jumps up and says, oh my God, yeah. we all was like, what the hell, so?
She love it.
Yeah. And then shout out my director, Tevin. He was like, what you say, so? She was like, man, I feel like he should say it like this. And like she was doing the movements and everything. And shout out Tevin. He was like, man, go show her. Go show him.
Yeah.
And she looked like, wow, like I never had this ability to like feel this free on set.
Bro.
But she was able to input.
Yeah, man.
So that time when he like looking at the camera, that was her.
Yeah.
She yo, do it like this and like make sure you. And then as soon as we finished the thing, she was like, yeah. So yeah, shout out John Singleton and Soul,
I think
man.
That's also one of the most beautiful things on a set is because, everybody has a vision at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. Obviously the directors and, the actors, they're the ones with the main visions. Yeah. But there's a handful of times in like, Hollywood sets or whatever, like you'll hear stories about like, a perfect example, like I could use is like on Seinfeld, like when they were mentioning how like Bryan Cranston was like in this scene, he was doing a scene where like he's a doctor, and then like the lighting guy was telling him like, hey, it'd be funny if you like puff the laughing gas and then like give it to him and say it's good, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do it, and then but it's shit like that because everybody like has those ideas, but those end up being the ideas that are some of the best. Man. The ones that happen on set.
Like in the moment.
You don't write it.
In the moment.
You don't write it in the
scene.
moment. Yeah. I think actually a double dribble example of that is like the scene when they have the fight in the bedroom.
Yeah.
So the scene was just supposed to be like, all right, like they go in there, they fight, and she packs her bag and leaves. But when Daviante went in there, he fucking grabbed the bag and threw it against the wall. Yeah. I was looking at it in the director's mind, I was like, oh, fuck.
You're like, that's it.
Because I didn't write it like that. I was just like, he's mad, but like not like throw it. But it's just like the fact that also that happened and no one was like cut or like they didn't break character. They just, that was the flow.
Yeah.
Bro, that's just.
It's very important.
Bro, I think that's a main ingredient of great directing, but also just great collaboration.
Yes.
Because like you said, I've been on sets, be in the background, and the director would snap at a DP and be like, don't fucking talk to my actors. And I always took that kind of stuff with me. Mm-hmm. I've seen that happen multiple times, like where the director is like, shh, telling people who not the director, nah, like don't input. But I just didn't like that. I don't come from that type of environment. Yeah. So I always said when it was my time to do this, I'm gonna give everybody the freedom to do what you do. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, if I like it, I'm rolling. Yeah.
I think there is a balance with that though. Like as much as there's freedom for, anybody to have input, it's also like, if you're a director with a vision and then you start hearing stuff that's going against that in a way, then you definitely have the ultimatum to say, nah.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Of course, you don't have to be like, man, don't fucking talk to my actors. Like, you could be more cordial about it for sure. But at the end of the day, it's about your vision. But also, I'm like me as a director personally, I'm never like afraid to hear any input. Like if someone, like if a lighting guy is like, yo, like, what do you think about this? Because at the end of the day, it's like they like, even though if it's like lighting guy, DP or whatever it is, like they see it in a way that I may not see it. Yeah. They may see some shit like if I'm trying to get something to work and they have a solution for me trying to figure out this problem, and all they have to do is say, yo, like, do it like this.
Yeah.
Then like, all right, we'll try it. We'll give it a try. If it doesn't work, then oh well, you know?
Yeah.
I think it's time and place, you know?
Right.
Them of, you know, if you're in the zone with your actor and it's an intimate scene, the lighting guy shouldn't shout out a note because it might disrupt the chain of communication.
Yes.
He should say it to the director one of ways.
Yeah.
If the director has the capacity to take that on.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see me?
Yes.
And you'll know, like if the director is getting some water or something and he's chatting to you.
Yes.
And say, yo, you know, say,
Right.
that would have mad.
Yes.
But, you know, so it's just time and place because
1,000.
it's like a fabric, you know, the set.
Yeah.
One shake and it can send ripples and people are upset
100%.
or confused.
Yep.
If people are confused, then everybody has an idea and the ship isn't going anywhere. Yeah,
Have you seen that? Have you seen that like clip of Christian Bale like chewing out the DP?
Nah, I haven't seen that.
So
There's a lot of them.
yeah,
man.
so this clip is like, it's not like a video clip, it's an audio clip, and like basically
okay.
it was on the set of Terminator, and like he's doing this rehearsal, and like the DP walks in the background, and he just rips him because he's like you can't walk behind the set. Fuck me, all this, like, you're amateur, and all this just ripped him, bro. And he kept going, and the DP was like, I'm sorry, but like, there's a couple, even like Tom Cruise has a clip like during COVID when like he was talking about safety pro, all this stuff. So like you see a lot in these A-list or Hollywood like celebrities, like actors that like, because they've been in the game so long, when they see shit like that, like they're not afraid to just rip someone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you got to be mindful.
Yeah,
Definitely,
it's people, you know, it's people. And so you as a man who really put in the time to learn the game. You mentioned that earlier.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I watch a lot. To learn the game, I watch a lot of YouTube videos of interviews of actors for one. And then I watch a lot of film and television, bro. I'll just use Power as an example. That first season, before they start doing all the extra iterations of the show, the one with Ghost, James St. Patrick. I watch him down to the T, bro. Like his mannerisms, the way he dresses in the show, clean cut, a black guy with my skin color. He always got the edge up. He always got the taper. And then just on his performance side, it's the way he delivers the lines and the way that he's still when he just dead ass looks at somebody. It's like, damn, that's the level that I want to be on. You know what I mean? I don't know about anything he's done outside of this.
Facts.
But that character specifically, it moved something in our culture, bro. And just the impact he had, it was like, that's what I'm looking for. But also to answer it, I watch a lot of A-list, the top guys. So say like, I'll just take Michael Jackson for an example. I look at the way he dresses. I go and I watched something where he was writing a letter to himself when he was younger in them Jackson 5. And he talked about rebranding his image. He said, he wrote a letter to himself. He said, I'm going to stop having everyone call me Michael. They're gonna call me MJ. Anytime someone sees me out in public, my image is gonna be elite. It's gonna be top tier. And he also wrote, I'm gonna study all the greats, and I'm gonna make sure my acting and my musicianship and my entertainment, and being an entertainer, period. He was like, I want it to be at the top level. He was like, I'm gonna study everybody. And I said, oh, snap. That's how you do it.
Consciously.
Yeah, I said, oh, okay. If Mike Jack, the greatest ever, did that, who I think I am.
Yeah.
Why I ain't gonna do it? You crazy if you think I ain't.
Right.
I'm about to go study up on Will Smith.
Yeah.
He got the smile like me.
Yeah.
I'm about to go watch Michael B. Jordan. He in shape all the goddamn time. I'm like,
Fully.
I'm about to take something from everybody
Got it.
and infuse it into
Yes.
what the modern day that I think it should be presented.
Bro,
The
'cause
best
if you-
version of you.
Right. Because if you
Boom.
think about any, famous actor, athlete, anybody, like you ask them like who their inspiration was, they always have an answer. And like they always like, LeBron looked up to MJ looked up to whoever.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's not like even as like from a director standpoint, like they even mention that they take shit from like films and like,
Yeah.
they
Inspiration.
integrate it into that, and like even like you want to get film critical history on it, like you can think about like the Alfred Hitchcock era, like when they call it the Kuleshov effect. It's this editing effect that made it look like a depiction of different emotions and all this stuff, and like that is still being used today, but of course not as it's more evolved, but like it started with that, and like someone paved the way for that. And then
to build on top of
yeah,
it.
for you to build on top of it.
Yeah, I'm heavy on. You don't need to. What's that saying? You don't need to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah. Nah.
You know?
It's there.
The path is already laid out. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
there.
People who you look up to, and they're already in a position that you. So why not just go?
Right.
Let me see what they did.
Right.
Blueprint. It's the blueprint.
Read the playbook.
It's
Bro.
the blueprint.
Let me ask you this though:
read
why
the
do you think?
playbook.
Why do you think a lot of actors, directors, creatives in the space burn out?
Great question. Great question for you, AQ. Cause you is a man where balance and go
Yep.
gym and yoga and them something.
Wow, bro. Damn, that's a loaded question.
Where do you start?
Whoa. I'll just start where my heart is taking me. So I think people burn out, bro, is not setting us. So I'll just take me for an example. I just finished this. It's like a 3-month process.
Yeah.
Right now, everybody coming at me. So I don't want to give too much. 'Cause I don't want people feeling away. But somebody's like, "Hey, I want to direct your next one. Hey, can I be in your next film? An actor? Man, you ain't write nothing for me." Somebody who's trying to help you brand yourself. Now, man, let's sit down and let's talk about your next steps. I said, yeah. I really said today before I came here. I wrote them back like, bro, I got to take some time for myself, bro. Like that was a lot for me. Like, and when you keep going and you don't say that, you don't stop and be like, yo, I need some time to myself for a second before we jump back in and start talking about what we doing next. Bro, I gotta breathe for a second, bro.
Right.
Give me like 2-3 weeks to relax. So I think people burn out, bro, is when you finish something, you just keep on going. It's like, so say if I didn't do that, say if I'm like, man, a lawyer want to meet me. I said, yo, bro, I need some time, bro. Like, I know this just dropped. I know it look good, but like, hold on, man. Like, give me a second. But I think as soon as people finish stuff, they just move on to the next thing. They don't give themselves some space.
Yeah.
I think that's what burnout
a good
happens.
analogy of that is like, bro, like a car, it can only run so far until it stops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Man, my engine light came on.
You need oil,
Today-
you need to fill it up.
That's why I was really late.
Relatable. Yeah, I
Bro,
was wondering.
my engine light came on, and then the tire on the front right came on.
Oh shit. Keep it cool. Keep breathing.
Nah, man.
I stopped at the gas station, filled it up. I just had to breathe some fresh air for a second. Like, man.
Like,
and then
hang on.
also, you'll be on this high like a mug,
Yeah.
and then something like that'll come in and hit you,
Yeah.
and then you don't know how to handle it.
Bro, I'm saying.
So say if I'll just keep using me. I get the car in, and I'm like, and I still have my meeting set up. Now I'm scrambling to find a rental car and to keep going. I told everybody, I said, yo, my engine joint just came on. I'll tap back in when I get it fixed. Like I'm not about to put pressure on myself to keep this thing going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And also let's look at it from a holistic and like a wellness standpoint. You see me? For me to keep going, I need time to replenish myself and to rejuvenate myself. You see me? So that mean whatever it mean going to the gym, it mean going for a run, it mean chilling on a beach. You see me? Because I know my energy get refueled when I'm on a beach. You see me?
Yes.
It's a part of my DNA.
It's a part of my DNA. And if I'm not showing up,
facts, though.
and if I'm not showing up as myself, the AQ that's smiling, the AQ that's coming, man, what's good, y'all? You know what I mean? If I feel like that's waning and draining on me, you're not gonna get the guy that you just saw on screen.
That's
Exactly.
true. Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. So,
You gonna get a totally different version of me. I might be a little more grumpier.
yeah.
You might be like, man, fuck that. Fuck
Yeah,
him.
I thought you were cool.
Yeah, I thought you was cool. So
Yeah,
before it even gets to that, hey y'all,
Facts.
I'm gonna take a little deep breath. The
100%.
holidays is coming. My birthday is coming up.
Facts.
I'm gonna take a little step back and I'm gonna holler at y'all when I'm ready.
Fully.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. I'm looking back at that, and when I first moved to LA, I was working at Horror Nights, like at Universal, and the job I was doing is a lot of standing up, like because I was doing like what they call a maze host, which is basically like you're just guiding people in and out the maze, and I'll never forget this this time because like during that like it was a lot of just hard work on your like because you're standing up for like hours, so you're just like fucking and it's all a bunch of bullshit you're dealing with people.
Yeah.
But I remember someone I was working with at the time. She had come up and she was just like, "Hey, what's going on? How you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm chilling." I'm like, and then she was like, "Really? Because like you're not acting like yourself." I was like, "Fuck." I was like, "Damn." And like why that sunk on me is because like your impression on people and how you are, like, it doesn't matter if it's in that, because that was a 3-month job. That was just, or like actually even less, 2 months because it was during Halloween.
Yeah.
But like even in that small amount of time, like the impression you made on someone is like, oh, this guy's like upbeat, he's cool, whatever.
Yep.
And then when they see you not like that, they're like, something's up.
Right.
And like to me, that stuck with me because it's like going back to, taking time for yourself. It's like, bro, if like you're gonna be thugging it out for a week, you gotta really balance how you're gonna recover from that, because if not, you're gonna burn out.
Yeah, it's not sustainable.
Not sustainable.
Yeah.
I ain't lying.
But nearing the end here, we want to pivot a little bit away from acting and talk about hoops.
Yep.
We mentioned it slightly, but
Yeah.
for those that don't know, you played at San Diego State. You had a little journey before the acting. So walk us through that shift and what that was like.
Bro, so I've been telling people lately, I've had a newfound viewpoint on college just in general.
Okay.
College is Hogwarts, bro. It's literally Harry Potter. It's a fantasy world. You get a fantasy world for 4 to 5 years.
Fuck.
As soon as you cross that line and step on that campus, like where they enter the train, and you go shoot, and then you enter the opposite magical world. That's what it is when you enter college, bro. So like,
Most definitely.
it was a magical ride. College was magical for me, bro. Like some of the best relationships I ever have, still to this day.
Yeah.
I still talk to everybody. I went to see some my first 2 years. My first year was incredible. Shout out my guy Vinny from the Bay. You just you meeting different characters. Man, my guy Vinny, he used to come in and be like, what's happening,
Fresh.
bruh? He's like, what's up, bruh? He used to do all his dances and stuff. So my first year was incredible. Second year, me and the coaching staff started having like a little friction. And I wasn't playing the point guard position, and they started talking to me a little too kind of disrespectful in my opinion. And at the time, I was eyeing San Diego State to go to because my best friend Dwayne Poley went there, and he was like, "Bro, just come transfer, man."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Nah, man, I'm about to have a big year at CSUN." I had just came off playing in the Drew League with Kevin Durant, James Harden, DeMar.
Yeah.
And I had a stellar summer, bro. So I'm thinking I'm about to crush it. So I get hurt that sophomore year, and it just doesn't pan out how I think. So
Right.
fast forward, I end up transferring. I walked on my first year. Shout out my mama, man. Deanna Quinn, I love you, girl.
Yeah.
She had saved her money just in case that I didn't want to play basketball
Real.
Zin.
to go on academics. So she was like, "Go ahead, son, follow your dreams. I'll help you that first year."
That's
That
real.
is it.
And then I got to San Diego State, bro. It looked like American Pie. Everything that I saw from movies,
Yeah.
it was that.
That's lit.
It was legs walking around everywhere. if you know what that means, you know.
Right.
It was all races and all types. It was
Vibes.
It was a beautiful thing.
Yeah. Love that.
So I got to State, bro. That walk-on year, I'll never forget my coach, Tony Bland, the one that recruited me there. He was like, "Bro, every time you come to practice, treat it like your game." And he was like, "Coach Steve Fisher watching you." Shout out Steve Fish. He's the architect of the Fab Five, playing all freshmen. That's where John Calipari get it from. But Tony was like, "Yeah, treat every practice like a game, bro." He was like, I know the player is gonna be telling you to calm down and chill, but he was like, "Fuck that." He was like, "Go at their ass every chance." So that's how I took that year, literally.
Right.
I'm picking up defense. As soon as you catch the ball, I'm in your grill. I'm like, anytime we doing walkthroughs, I'm going full speed. I'm on a scout team and I'm playing a best player. So anytime we walking through, I'm killing. Like, and I'm talking shit after too. So they get mad. They like, AQ is just a walkthrough. I'm like, I don't give a fuck. So that year goes, bro. And in the summertime, you have exit meetings with the coaching staff.
Yeah.
So I had mine with Coach Fish, and when a scholarship had opened up, so everybody was like, "Damn, are you gonna get it? Are you gonna get it?" He waited till like the last month before school started, probably like 2 weeks before. Man, he a cold OG, man. He knew I wanted it and I was thirsty for it, so he waited for the perfect time. I'm thinking I'm going into my junior year not having it. I'm like, damn, my mom got to pay again. My granny got to pay again. Fuck. I was just kind of disappointed in myself. Like, damn, I didn't do it. He called me in. Shout out my guy Xavier Thames. He was my roommate. He was like, "He gonna give it to you today, bro. Watch." I walked up into the office. He like, "How you doing?" I'm like, "I'm good, coach." Like, he's like, "Well, I don't want to waste your time. I'm gonna offer you the scholarship." I was like,
Fainted.
Load off. Finally.
it was a load off me, bro. Pause, but
Yeah.
man, bro, all the memories and stuff just start going through your head and everything you work for. I'm like, damn, this is what I dreamed about, bro. And then he was like, "Man, call your grandma, call your mom after this and let them know that you're not gonna be paying for school." And then he was like, "The same way you gave it to me this past year, I'm gonna need that same energy." And he was like, "I'm gonna give you an opportunity." I said, I remember looking at him dead in his eyes. I said, "You won't regret this, coach." He was like, "We'll see." He was like, "We'll see, AQ." So then the next year, I came off the bench. I was the energy guy. Defense, didn't really play that year. We went to a Sweet 16. It was a hell of a ride, though. I'll never forget, Future had dropped March Madness around that time, like March 15th.
Perfect timing.
Bro, first time I heard that joint, we was on a bus. We was getting off to go to shoot around. I was looking at everybody. I was like, yo, he just dropped something. We all prayed, play. First thing I hear, dress it up and make it real for me. We going to shoot around. We like, oh my God. Bro, this right before we about to play Arizona. We like, yo, we about to go crazy. Bro, we start playing that joint, the speaker on the bus. We all tripping.
Yeah. Bro.
But yeah, that year was incredible, bro. We getting police escorted. So then now it's my senior year. I remember having my exit meeting again. I went to him. I said, yo. Oh, because the prior year, Xavier Thames, he was one of the top 2 players in the country. Mm-hmm. And we were ranked like number 5 the whole year. So I go into his office. He asked me, like, how you think? I said, yo, coach, I want to have an X year. I want to have an Xavier Thames year. He was like, well, you're going to have to put in a lot of work. I said, oh, I am. You won't regret it. Again, when I left. I ended up having a stellar year. I'm speeding through a little bit so we can get through it, but I ended up having a stellar senior year. I'm thinking I'm going to the league. I jammed my big toe right before the draft workout was about to start. I stubbed it. I forgot what you call it.
Like not turf toe, no?
Yeah, I had turf toe. I had jammed it so bad. So I just had one. I had one workout with the Clippers. I did my thing, and I had signed with Washington. Shout out my brother Russell Westbrook, man. I love you, boy. He put me with his agency at Washington. Shout out Thad and Mactar, my agents at the time. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, man, I don't want to go to the D League. At the time, it was called the D League, not the G. And then, sure enough, they stringing me along. They doing agent talk. They giving me agent bullshit.
They can offer you this and this.
They doing
all
what
you
agents.
have to do is sign.
They stringing you along. I'm like, man, they telling me countries. Oh yeah, you got your passport. Lithuania wants to. Then the next day they giving me Spain, Russia. I'm like, oh snaps, I'm about to leave.
Oh shit,
man. The D League draft come. I ended up getting drafted to the Houston Rockets G League team.
Yeah,
they're called the Rio Grande Valley Vipers. It's at the bottom of Texas, bro. It's right on the cusp of Mexico and Texas.
Yeah.
It's like dirt roads. It's you laughing, JP. You think I'm playing, but I'm reliving it right now, and it's making me sick. It was dirt roads, bro. Nothing around. And I think our owner, I don't know if I said it, but I think he was in a cartel.
Oh my.
So we pull up to bro crib. It's plushed. But he got like armed guards around the whole property. He got like hella acres of stuff, bro. Like he had a little mini zoo on the side. But all right, that's neither here nor there. So I'm in the D League. I remember being in practice one day, bro, and I was like, what am I doing here, man?
Yeah.
I remember looking at the ball like everyone's dispersed. I'm staying trying to get extra work in. I'm trying to be the good player. I just had to sit down myself. I said, I got something else to do in life, bro. I just felt I was destined for something, man. And I knew basketball wasn't the only way for me. So I remember calling my mom like, yo, Mom, I think I'm done. She was like, done with what? I was like, done playing basketball. She was like, because she know every time I say something, I mean it. So
Right.
She didn't question it. She was like, well, what we gonna do?
What's next?
So I checked Facebook that night randomly. I don't know how I did it. It's a message from people at San Diego they say it was like the third time they had reached out to me. It was like, hey, this is the last time we're trying to reach out, but we have a show. It's called Game Time Ready. We're starting up. We want you to be the lead host on Fox Sports San Diego. I said, wow, thank you, God. I hit them back instantly. This is after being in the D-League for about 2.5, 3 months. I left probably like season just started. I dipped. I wrote her back. I said, yo, I'm coming.
AQ's on the way.
I said, I'm coming. I said, I'm coming. And she was like, of course, we'd love to have you. The episode is da-da-da-da. We're filming on Friday. We would love to have you. I said, I'm on the way. I called my agent. I said, yo, book me a flight. I'm done. He was like, you're done? I'm like, yeah. I remember going off on him. I said, I ain't no dumb jock. I ain't these other niggas that you signed. I'm going crazy on them. I said, I'm really like that. And then I was like, man, I'm done. Get me out of here. Call the owner now. He called me back like an hour. He was like, all right, your flight is da-da-da-da. As soon as I landed, I drove right to San Diego.
Damn.
Pulled up, bro. I got my first check from them. It was probably about it was close to $2,000 or $3,000 for an episode. I was like,
Compared to the...
what?
That is it.
Oh, I'm leaving out a part of the story. My first check in the D-League that I ever got, that joint was $200. $200. Golly, y'all doing people wrong. Maybe y'all done up the pay scale, but back in the day, that was crucial. So it's something in the fine print of the contract. You only get game checks. This was my first introduction to the business world.
Right.
You know, in college growing up, everything is equal. Man, we getting our checks because supposedly you're a grown man at this point, but you're really not. But whatever. We get our checks, bro. We in the locker room. People opening it up. $2,800, $2,500, $2,000, $1,800, $1,500, $1,200. Open mine. I start going around. I'm like, hey, what you got? I said, bro, my shit's like $200. I said, I went to the, because our trainer at the time, he handled the money. I went up to him. I said, yo, what's up? Why mine look like this? He said, it's in your contract. You only get paid for game checks. I said,
Sheesh.
I had to breathe. I said, I didn't woosah enough. I said, what the fuck is this? I said, fuck all that. I said, man, what type of shit is this, bro? I said, what am I gonna do with $200? I said, I get more than that. And I said, nah, this ain't for me. Like I said, so that's why I was so hyped when I got that TV check.
Yeah.
I said, this is where I need to be.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Entertainment business.
This is where I need to be.
This is where the money's at.
Yeah, this is where it's at, man.
Fully.
Yeah.
Yo.
Man, that's all great. Hey, Q, appreciate you for being on the pod, man.
General.
Just
Come
such,
on, man.
I mean, this is only the beginning. I feel like definitely, I mean, you're on the right track. You know, I think what you're doing in front of the camera and behind the camera
Yeah.
is super great. But,
Yeah, man.
you know, before we end though, you know, I don't know if you've seen the pod, but, you know, we love to end off with what we call a blind rank.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know the little blind rank?
Yeah.
So, you know, we have you know, we have it set up for you.
Okay.
And this topic for the blind rank is going to be hoop movies, basketball movies. Ooh. So we got 5, right? So 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being the worst.
Dang. All right, let's
Just got to keep it real. But all right.
Let's go.
Whenever you're ready, we'll get into it. Let's start off with an absolute classic, Love and Basketball.
Wow.
Out the gate.
I had to.
Yeah. Dang, Sanaya Lathan.
Yup.
Fine ass. Ooh. Wow, bro. Just because I don't want to disrespect the classic, and I feel like you got the number one movie to me in there. I'm gonna put Love and Basketball at 2
Okay. Love that.
because I know you got the one in there. So
Do I?
I'm gonna wait. I know you do.
Okay. Next, White Man Can't Jump.
5.
5? Okay. Number 3, He Got Game.
1. I knew you had it in there. Hey, Denzel, boy. Ooh,
Classic.
That was like, that was one of the coldest depictions of a recruiting trip. Like how he and how Ray Allen chilling with the two.
Shuttleworth.
Yeah, hey, Jesus.
But that jersey's
Jesus.
hard.
Nah, but how he was on the recruiting trip, just that whole like how they set it up, that whole scene was to a T. It was perfect. And shout out my high school coach, Chris Young, who was in the movie.
Oh, it's
You remember the guy who, in the beginning of the movie, when Samuel L. Jackson calls to practice,
Yeah.
and then the guy that storms out, and he's like, "Man, I'm cool. I don't want."
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That was my high school coach. Shout out Chris.
easy.
Tough. All right. And then leaving last with Above the Rim.
Yep, right at 4, right where it need to be.
Solid AQ.
Easy. He got game.
He's got game.
Number 1.
Guys,
got
thank
game,
you guys
number
for
1.
tuning in. Be sure to check out more episodes. We're nearing the end here. It's crazy on this journey, but yeah,
been
and make
fun.
sure to check out AQ's journey as well. He's
Fully.
also on the journey. Check out his episodes.
Yeah. AQ, tell them where them can find it. The new episode.
You can find all the episodes either on my Instagram at @Quinn_, or you could go on YouTube. The show is called Gusto. You could type in Gusto, meet me where I'm at. You could type in Gusto monologue, pilot, any of that, or you could just type my name, Aqeel Quinn. It'll go to my YouTube page. It's on there. Yeah.
Check it out.
Mad. Respect AQ.
And thank y'all for having me at FFC.
Yeah.
If you haven't yet, tune in to the podcast. JP, Ice Walker, and we out.
We out.